Satnam, dear friends, today we are having a lesson very powerful because we are going to be unloading the unconscious burden, okay? We are collecting in our unconscious a lot of stuff. Also, we are collecting lots of stuff in subconscious mind. What has not been processed in our subconscious mind goes into our unconscious mind. And in unconscious mind, we have lots of stuff. Basically, from unconscious mind, it's very difficult to fish out things. But unconscious mind can be very bothering to us. Could be very much of bother. Why? Because what has not been processed in our subconscious mind can be stored in unconscious. And when unconscious mind will start unloading itself on us, it's a very, it could be a scary situation, because all the crazy fears, crazy phobias, stuff which has not been processed and is somewhere very deep down is gonna come out, is coming out. And it's hard to deal with these things, you know. People can start hearing voices because it's already so much, and in our computer it's so polluted with stuff, so we start having hallucinations, voices, and sometimes even behave totally not in our element because we just do not associate with ourselves anymore. We are just becoming something else. Yogi said that the personality of, there's like a fake personality can come through and take over. Like sometimes people behave in the most uncommon way to them. And that's what Yogi said about the problems of overloaded subconscious and unconscious mind. It's very important to unload stuff, to clean, so to say, our computer, because when we have our computer at home, we protect it. We protect it with Norton antivirus, we protect it with different programs, and we also close our computer down if we have been opening many windows, because the computer remembers the opened windows. It remembers much information, and computer starts working really slow. The same happened to us when we have many situations in our life, situations which are hard to process, like traumatic situations, or just many situations happening one after another. It could be a happy situation, it could be marriage, it could be birth of a child, it could be a new relationship, it could be anything life-altering habit, a new hobby, a new way of life. When we move to other state, when we move to other country, it could be anything which has to do with stress. Stress could be good and bad, and it doesn't really matter to our system, good stress or bad stress, because stress is stress. Our subconscious needs time to process all these situations. Our subconscious mind needs to adjust to the frequencies of these changes in our life. It doesn't matter, good changes or bad changes. The pressure is still a pressure. So in order for us to process lots of things, thoughts, ideas, different feelings, even our thoughts about certain feelings, how we feel, what we think about certain feelings. Associations can be floating in our subconscious mind. Fantasies, past can be coming out to our subconscious mind. In order for us to process all these things, we need time. And sometimes when we have in life many situations back to back happening to us, it's hard for us to process all these energies, all these new energies which came in our life and keep coming in our life. So it's good, obviously, to go for a vacation, to take some time off, to process things which come to our life. Sometimes we lose somebody, like a dear person, and it's good to be by yourself for a long time and just process the concept, process the new energies that life given us, process these changes in our life. It's good to just find something where you can relax your mind, relax your system. So your subconscious mind, with its own pace, start processing all these things in your life, especially if you have a lot of things going on back to back. It's good to find a hobby. If you have a hobby, then you relax your mind. You concentrate on painting, you concentrate on playing violin or something, and you just, do your thing, go about your business, and your subconscious mind can process lots of things because you do not concentrate on the situation and do not mold all these concepts about certain situations in your life. Do not dwell constantly on the past situation. You just relax your mind, take care of your hobby, and meanwhile the process takes place. It's like in computer, Norton antivirus protection. The computer can be working, but the antivirus program is on and is cleaning the files, is cleaning our computer. It just have to be in relaxed mode, our mind, our body. We can also help to process things from our subconscious mind via yoga, meditation. Meditation is very powerful to help unload the burden of subconscious mind. Mantras, listen to mantras is very good. You can listen to mantras at night, you can listen to mantras daytime at home. Just put mantra really low so you barely can hear the frequency of sound if you don't like hearing mantras loud at home. And the mantras will clear the space around, and also these waves of high frequency are going to be working on your mind and your subconscious mind. All these techniques help us to take care of our computer. So what else can I say? It's important to sleep well, take good care of yourself, because when we sleep, when we have deep sleep especially, we relax our mind as well, and the computer starts fixing itself. So it's very important not to allow ourselves to be too stressed about life. I know it sounds very corny, I would say. We all stress, we can't live without stress. But what I want to say is that there are techniques and ways of dealing with life in a more relaxed mode. It's when you consciously decide to do it. If you consciously decide to take upon certain good habits, certain disciplines, which can help you to have your life in a more harmonious way. We are going to be dealing today with unloading the unconscious burden. Unconscious burden is heavy. We have very unusual patterns of behavior due to unusual patterns of thoughts. And it can be very disturbing, We can behave in a way that not comment to us and then say we didn't say it, we didn't do it, I don't know who that was, I don't know what I did, you know, because we just go on the mode when we disconnect from ourselves completely. And Yogi said that this pattern of behavior, it's almost like some kind of entity lives through us or something. We cannot even identify with what we were, how we behaved, and we can't even call that ourselves, the way we were, you know, behaving irrationally and crazy. So when our subconscious mind is polluted with stuff, is loaded to the maximum, it can go into even pathology like schizophrenia, bipolar, multiple personality disorder, and so forth. It's not good, and it's hard to clean those areas of unconscious. We can't really dig that deep to fish out stuff from these places. We have to ask some professional help. For example, regressions, past life regressions. We can go to hypnotherapist so he can relax us to the point that we can process stuff, or he can ask questions so we can start identifying with certain things and just, you know, releasing certain things. So it's not easy to release stuff from unconscious mind and get to the stuff sitting in unconscious mind. So it's good not to get to the point that overloaded subconscious starts unloading to unconscious. So the stuff goes that deep. There are some techniques in yogic technologies to get stuff out from unconscious mind. There are some powerful techniques of rebirthing, right? Well, all the rebirthing type of breath, it's good to dig deep within our, you know, psyche, within our unconscious. What else is good? There are some techniques when under like mass hypnosis, during some meditations, people scream and release stuff via sound. It's a possibility as well, you know. And today we are going to be doing meditation to unload the unconscious burden. It's not a common meditation. The way we're going to do it is not a typical meditation when you concentrate on breath and just, you know, on third eye point and just sit there. It's a little bit different type of meditation. Actually, we're going to have a few meditation techniques. We are going to be connecting ourselves to the depth, to the core of our being, so we can A, release lots of stuff, and B, starts hearing our inner true voice, connect to our deeper self, to our higher self, to our intuition. And it's important because that's how we deeply center ourselves and our core. Situations in life may change, and in life we can meet many people, many chaotic vibrations can be around us, and if we are not centered, it's hard to be harmonious. It's hard to be in harmony in life. It's hard to have an order in life. It's hard to control our environments if we are not together, if we are not centered. And it's hard to have a normal quality life. Each time we place our attention somewhere else and lose ourselves within somebody else's vibrations or within some flow of information, so forth, it can be hazardous, because if we lose ourselves too much, if we dissolve too much in the outside world, then we may become a victim of other vibrations. We start doing things which are good to somebody, like propaganda, for example, or other people who would like us to do something may pressure us. And if we are not connected to our center, we can be subject to all these vibrations except of our own. And we are, as souls in this sojourn in life, we are here to fulfill the destiny of ours. We're here to fulfill our heart's desires. We are here for a reason. We're not just here to hang out. Looks like it. Maybe some souls came here to hang out in this lifetime and just take it easy, yes. But it's also a conscious choice of the soul to be here and now. So we're here to evolve. We're here to experience life and grow in our consciousness and evolve. So when we are not connected to ourselves, when we are disconnected, when we play role, when we put facade, we are not connected to our core, then we are not fulfilling our life destiny. We are not ourselves. We are somebody, anybody but ourselves. And there's not fulfillment in our soul during this life. We cannot find peace. We cannot find fulfillment. We may find ways of patch this emptiness within ourselves, this disconnection, with alcohol, with drugs, with all kinds of unconscious behavior and some frivolous behavior. But on the long run, all these things just destroy us even more. What we need to do is to connect deeper to ourselves, and there's no need to do bungee jumping to connect deeper to ourselves. Some people go to extremes just to feel alive, just to realize they are alive, because they are so disconnected via stress, for example, or some illness or whatever. They're so disconnected from themselves and they want to connect back, because this is the biggest happiness, when you are connected to yourself. You don't really need to go anywhere and look for something anywhere. You know all the answers. You can sit and get the answers when you just relax yourself. You don't have to look anywhere else for happiness. You are just content within yourself, and you can be true creator of your life, of your environments, because magic happens when you are connected to your soul and your desires get fulfilled, because these are desires not of your flesh, but desires of your soul, desires of your heart. So, and the desires of your heart, necessary for you to fulfill your life destiny, to be fulfilled, to learn something, to go through something with what you have to go through in order for you to evolve. So all these things are connected, and the most important is to be centered. And we can be intuitive, we can listen to our inner voice only when we are centered. Otherwise, we hear all kinds of other voices. Voices of our friends and family, voices of teachers, voices of doctors, and all kinds of different voices. And we're not filtering these voices through our consciousness, through our heart, through our core, because we lost touch with this core. We just become an opinion, or collectors of different opinions about ourselves, about our life, about just everything. We are everything, all kinds of thoughts and concepts, but ourselves. We are collectors of information instead of just filtering stuff, the information from outside through our center and then living consciously. There are different ways to live life, and a person, the intuitive person, lives his life in preparation for tomorrow, and the person is not intuitive has to deal with life as it comes. So when we rely on our intuition, rely on our core, we are able to prepare for tomorrow. We are able to have a direction where we're going somewhere. So we are living today, here and now, but in preparation for tomorrow, because we can foresee certain things, we can feel certain things, the direction where we're going, you know. And if we don't live intuitive life, if we are not connected to ourselves, if we kind of lost ourselves somewhere on the go, then we just keep living life and bumping our head and do not learn anything, because we're not intuitive. We do not know things. We just live life and take what it comes. And it's kind of animal way of life. Even animals have some sensory system and some sensitivity, sometimes even more than human, because some animals will not even go certain places because they feel danger. Their sensory system is very developed. Animals can sense earthquakes. Animals can sense, for example, some danger, or like heavy rain or something, storm. So even animals have more sensory system, more developed sensory system than human beings. When we disconnect with ourselves, we are a disconnected being, totally. Even animals are better. They have less consciousness than humans, but they have more sensory system developed. When we lose our connections with ourselves, we are not as sensory beings. We lose our touch, we lose our feel, we lose our sensorial, you know, functions. We cannot sense the danger. We just do stuff, and then we hit on the head with situations where we're like, oh my God, what happened? I don't know what happened. Each time I do something, I am in trouble, or I'm a loser in life. We start forming opinions about ourselves based on our inability to connect deeper within ourselves. We blame life, we blame other people, we blame situations, we put fingers, you know, instead of looking within ourselves, looking deep within ourselves and really connecting. So we don't have to go and do unnecessary moves in life, stupid moves, you know. It's very important to have intuition. With this meditation, with this practice today, we are going to be developing our intuition. So we don't live life stupidly, you know. And we do not form opinions about ourselves as stupid beings, because we just always get in trouble. It's our disconnection with ourselves gets us in trouble. When we are connected and centered, we'll never get ourselves in trouble, because there's no trouble inside, there's no trouble outside. There's harmonious flow of energy and intuition. How can we get in trouble with this type of sensory abilities? How can we get in trouble? Impossible. We can sense what to do, when to be, where, what to say to which person, when not to say certain things. We become more conscious, have more fulfillment in life, and also do not cause trouble to other beings with our chaotic energies. First meditation, what we're gonna do for 16 minutes, and the meditation is gonna clear the subconscious chatter. Sometimes we live and constantly listen to some stuff. We listen to pieces of the song, we sing something, we're rotating some image in our head. We can rotate, I don't know, some thought or some pattern of behavior, or we can dwell in past in our mind. Our mind is made in such a way that it constantly has to work. It constantly has to chew on any piece of information what is available to him, to it. So it's good to give mind something of quality to chew on. For example, give the mind mantra. Mantra is very high frequency vibration code. Give a prayer to mind so it can chew on a prayer. Prayer is a great way of occupying the mind. You can get busy with some important work or some scientific development, or you can read philosophy, or it's good to occupy mind with something of quality, because otherwise mind is going to pick any kind of negative or destructive or not destructive but some low quality stupid stuff, stupid thought, and rotate it back and forth, and we will lose quality of life because we are going to be living and feeding all these on these vibrations, either on destructive vibrations because the mind is going to constantly repeat the destructive thought pattern, or just some nonsense. The mind can just pick whatever. If they say that if something is empty, is not occupied, anything can occupy the place. The empty space can never be empty. Something will occupy the space. So you might as well give something to your mind of quality so you can have peace living life. And the meditation is going to clear subconscious chatter, and we are going to be developing our sensitivity to know what to do and when to do. So we are going to be connecting with our intuition. Also, we're going to extend our sensitivity, and then the receptivity of infinite is going to open up to us. So when we develop our sensitivity, we become so sensitive, you know, we can develop the receptivity of the infinite. Infinite is something like inspiration, for example. So we can connect with this flow of infinite energy, with God, with absolute truth, with love, whatever is infinite. We connect to this because we develop certain sensitivity to be able to resonate and welcome these fine vibrations, vibrations of absolute, of truth. It's not easy to even realize that these vibrations are in our system, because we have to have certain sensitivity to recognize these vibrations. But when we are prepared ourselves and our sensory system is working fine, we connect to the flow of infinite. So we can predict the future, we can sense basically the future. We can sense that, you know, the vibrations coming from this particular situations are not very harmonious. I'm not going to go this way. We don't need to know what the problem is. We just know that the vibrations are not supporting the harmony of our being, so we are not going that way. Or we do not want to connect to this person because something tells us that something is not kosher, something is not quite together there, and it could be destructive for us if we connect deeply to this entity, because we're not able to help him, for example, but we can be a subject of destruction because of these energies. So we feel like, no, it's not for me, I cannot do this. So it's good to connect to the infinite within ourselves, so we can connect to infinite everywhere, right? It's fun Connect to the infinity of other being. Connect to the infinity of the situation, the vibe of the situation, the truth of the situation. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to live life like this. So let's start our meditation. We are going to be working today with, I would say, 2 long meditations and 2 more short exercises. So the lesson is short today, but very potent, and you feel quite renewed after this. By rubbing our palms together and singing the mantra Oi Namo Gurudev Namo, we are connecting to our higher self. It's a first step to center ourselves within ourselves. It's a first step to uplift our vibrations and connect with infinity. So if you do lessons of Kundalini Yoga, or if you need just some time a day to quickly find your balance, find your center, you can always sit with palms together like this and prayer pose. It balances you. And saying Oi Namo Gurudev Namo as many times as you want. It connects you right away to the higher worlds. It stabilizes your frequencies and adjusts your vibrations. And then you can chant Mangalacharan mantra for protection. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Powerful vibrations, they harmonize your space, and people chant this mantra before travel, before some serious business meeting, before something what's important to them, to stabilize their space so they can have harmonious interaction with the space outside. So let's start the lesson with Oi Namo Gurudev Namo 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to begin. Oi Inhale deep, hold the breath, pull the locks, consolidate the energy, and exhale. Mantra for protection. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Siri Gurudeve Name. Ad Gure Name.